Okay. All right, we're all set. Um, so I'm going to start with the court reporter. Um, Robert Dixon, do you swear to maintain the confidentiality of, I'm sorry, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to maintain the confidentiality of the matters which will be discussed in this executive session?
I do so swear.
And you understand that once completed, you'll be sending the transcript to ohs.confidential@ct.gov.
I do understand.
Okay, thank you. Um, so I don't have many questions on this. But Mr. Jennings, in your pre-filed testimony, you said, let me see if I can find it. Um, so on page 000129, about halfway down, there's a paragraph that starts in 2023. Do you see that?
I'm catching up with you. Hold on just a second. Say the page and reference again, please.
It's in the middle at the bottom, 000129.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. So middle of the page, paragraph beginning in 2023.
Yep.
The second sentence says the revised master facility plan identified that the need for additional ORs was essential for the following reasons. There was inadequate OR capacity to address growing patient and surgeon demand, resulting in unacceptable scheduling delays for non-emergent cases, causing prolonged anxiety, pain, and suffering. 2, 5 of the existing 15 ORs were ill-sized or ill-proportioned to accommodate modern advanced surgical and imaging equipment. And 3, the outdated and suboptimal ORs would impede St. Vincent's ability to attract surgeons with training and competencies to perform the most advanced, cost-effective, and innovative surgeries needed by SVNC patients. Um, so looking at the documentation that was submitted confidentially, um, do you see, I'll just give you a minute to take a look at that. It's pages, the cover sheet starts right after the sheet that says Exhibit 2. So it's page 169. St. Vincent's Medical Center Strategic Facilities Master Plan.
Yep, I'm there.
The 11/4/2020 date, it says this refers to a core team planning follow-up. Do you know when, so this is a follow-up, do you happen to know when the actual master plan was published or issued?
No, the other way.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
And
November
anyone
4th.
can answer this. This isn't necessarily for you.
Yep. November 4th, 2020.
Okay.
We're gonna need to go on mute for one moment.
Okay. You know what? It that question doesn't matter. I'll just move on to my next question.
I just want to clarify, though, that as I stated earlier, and Mr. Jennings can reiterate, but could you tell us what date Hartford Healthcare acquired St. Vincent's Medical Center?
October 2019.
And when did you arrive as the executive leader of St. Vincent's?
July 21.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Just take a look through pages 171 through 181. Are you familiar with that? Have you seen this before?
Yes.
So you said the master, in your pre-file testimony, you said the master facility plan identified the need because there was inadequate OR capacity. So is there anything in here that speaks to like what that was based on?
One moment, please. We're going on mute. Thank you. We're back.
The projections that were used for the updated plan are on page 157 of of the CON. And of note, for the year 2025 in that exhibit, we're currently outpacing the block cases as projected for 2025.
So the public hearing issues that were responded to, it requests copies of any finalized master facility plans and related internal assessments of need. So your position is that that page that you just referenced is the internal assessment of need that was performed in 2020,
23.
2023. My apologies. Is that
Yes,
correct?
the answer is yes. Yes.
Okay. So you also in your pre-file testimony referenced unacceptable scheduling delays for non-emergent cases causing prolonged anxiety. Where would we find information on that?
I think as we previously discussed, and as heard in testimony and some examination of Dr. Gregg, some of it's anecdotal, because we don't keep records of total delay times.
Okay. So in 2023, there were no records that you're aware of that would reflect that were
No,
sort of included as part of the MFP?
Yeah, I just want to comment because again, to quantify pain, anxiety, and those sorts of things, what that refers to are, so we have a release time on certain blocks. You know, when if, let's say a surgeon doesn't schedule in, or they have they're going on vacation, they manually release, or it's auto release, and there's various amounts of days that sometimes where that takes place. You know, 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, etc. So when someone has a cancer, your family member has a cancer, and they just heard this, and they want to go in and basically get, let's say it's a breast cancer, and they want a definitive surgical day. If that day is not necessarily available because of, you know, I got my dog taken care of, I'm taking time off from work and those sorts of things, then we have to, you know, we have to work the schedule, talk to surgeons, move things, et cetera. And it takes longer periods of time. Whereas if we just say, okay, this is scheduled. Again, we have surgeons that are working at very high capacities. We've already demonstrated that in previous testimony. But when it takes that, you know, extra case where another cancer is diagnosed, et cetera, that is unquantifiable pain, anxiety, and frustration with getting potential days, et cetera, within a surgical schedule that is so packed with taking care of so many other patients that might have a broken hip, a knee that doesn't work well, or is causing a lot of pain, et cetera. So there's, as far as quantifying that, it's very difficult to do because we do try to, we try to fit in those puzzle pieces to the best of our ability. I guess I will leave it at that. You know, as you can see, it's a very complex, fluent system. And it's too bad that we sometimes have to tell someone potentially a couple days before, okay, we can do this case, because block became available.
Mr. Jennings, a minute ago, you referenced a page number. Or maybe that was your colleague to your right.
157.
That's 000157.
Okay, so this includes fiscal year 2025 data, though. My question was, in 2023, have you provided the information that existed in 2023?
It's in that same table.
It's that same table, you just have the time
Oh,
that's
okay.
passed between 23 and 25 updated with actuals.
Understood. So also in your pre-file testimony, you said as part of SVMC's overall OR planning process, SVMC completed a 5-year forward-looking strategic, operational, and financial plan to project case volumes and plan capacity across all surgical specialties. And then you say these projections are the foundation to the revised master facility plan. So are those projections, was that strategic, operational, and financial plan provided in response to any of the questions in the record?
No,
Would you be willing to provide the relevant portions of that plan that underlie the revised 2023 MFP?
If it, give me one moment, please.
These numbers are the same figures that are included in the integrated strategic operating and financial plan. They're one and the same.
Okay. All right, those are all the questions I have for executive session. So we're going to go back into open session. And we will wrap things up there. So you can exit this meeting and we will start up the other one and then we'll continue at that point. And Attorney Feldman, just so you know, I think we're just going to do public comment. We don't have any public comment, so then you could do your close. And we'll talk about late files as well.
Sounds good.
Actually, you know what? So I'll make the comment about public comment. We'll take like a 5 or 10 minute break just to make sure that we have our ducks in a row for the late files. And then
Sure.
we'll do your closing and then we'll stop.
Sounds good.
All right, so I will see you over in the regular session.